Can you hear me now? Huh. See, chat went down, and then the stream went down. Now it's red line. I think the issue here is YouTube tonight. Come on. Let's try it again. I'm going to start. Hey, we got a green line. Okay. Let's wait for people to find their way back in. What's going on here? Stream is resumed. Stream is continuing. Stream health is green. That's darn peculiar. Let me see what happens if I click this. It looks like YouTube is crapping today. Can you see how many fingers we holding up? What now? How about now? How about 3? What's this? Cobwebs. Yuck. All right. Well, it says 3 people watching. Yeah. Does the sound work? Does the sound work? I'm not going to open this thing up unless we do it live. I can probably make this better here. Here, it says 5 watching. We got no drop frames and a yellow bar. Where's that? Here's the screen. This is the yellow bar I speak with. It's right above the chat. But here, it says chat discontinued. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Huh? Okay. Can anybody hear me? Video playback interrupted. Please try again. Well, this is peculiar. I think YouTube might be updating something. Well, we'll wait for it. When somebody chats, we'll know. Let me type hi. Can anybody see that? No, I think it's crapped out. 6 people watching. Chat is not working. I don't know if sound is working. Ah! Can you hear me now? Test. Ooh, no, I think it's crapped out. Now I understand Lemonhead's frustration. 10 watching. Okay, well, we're trying to see what's going on here. We're having computer troubles. It doesn't want to connect. It undid and redid. We're getting things going again. I'm just in a hover mode right now. 10 watching, but apparently chat is stuck. Okay, I'm going to start. No, stop and then restart again. Reload. The stream is continuing. Okay, nobody watching. Wow, where did all these chat messages come from? Where did all this come from? See, I typed hi and there was nothing. Nothing. Now I got 30 chat messages. Petreus Hadrakas, good to see you. Steve Goering, Sindelicious. This is a new stream. I got an error loading the chat too. Okay, yeah. Refresh the page. That's what I did, and now I can see all this stuff. I see, yes. YouTube has it. You think? Okay, it's YouTube. Yeah, they've been screwing up all night. Sindelicious says, you good to go. Can you see me now? Yep. Have you got no chat? I do now have the chat. He's on the old stream. It was good here the whole time. Can you see me now? I think we're back. Let's see. No drop frames. I'm going to type. Okay, I'm going to type a number, and if you see that, just repeat that number, because I think we're ready to go. Boom. Back in action. 52. Okay, good. Got a box of wheats, and we've been doing this thing where we open a box of wheats, and we weigh them out, right? 6 pounds, 9.5 ounces, 1,000 wheats, and I think it's 9.3, but 9. That's close enough. Besides, I need some wheats because my little bag over here. This used to be a full bag of wheats. and we gave them out of the over the big show over the past year. So I got to restock. Blues has some right now. Let's see. Silver Mayhem may have some coming if he wants, and we'll get those out of here. And let's see. There's somebody else wanted some, but I have to find out. Not because I got no. Dude, the notes. Look at this. Here's my notes. I don't know. I gotta. There's stuff. There's like $200 in here. I just have to read it. How much does 5,000 weigh? A lot. About 34, 36, something like that. Depends on whether or not you weigh the box and bag and everything else that's in there. Okay, let's see. Let me play with my stand there. Let's open this baby up and see what we got. Okay. Because we go through these, and sometimes we find stuff, and sometimes we find some pretty good stuff. It's not often we don't find much. Now, these have already, I can guarantee you these have been checked and rechecked, poured over for 50 years for dates, right? Dates and mint marks. There we go, get rid of that. You're not going to find anything before well, not much before 1940. Let's crack it open. There we go. Yep. Yeah, you ship them with a medium box because it doesn't matter how much it weighs. But boy, does that mailman curse when he's got to jump up them steps because I still got to fix that middle step. Okay, but they ship by the package rather than the weight. Okay. But you're going to find 40s and 50s, P and D. It's getting so the S mints are tough to find. However, they haven't necessarily been picked over for dye varieties, and that's what we do here. Ooh, look! I got some new paper towels. Huh? There you go. And I can't keep up with the trash some days. And here's the bag. Oh, Jesus! 5,000 wheats. And we are red line. All right, let me stop for a bit. Stop. And start up again. Okay, there, I'm green. See, YouTube turns, that's what I see. This is what I look at. All right, so I make sure what you see, I can tell what you guys are seeing. There's my mug, there's an advertisement, and I keep an eye on this line right there. It turns red, and I hit this button that says stop streaming. It only takes a few moments. Okay, we got to get some weight here and count these out. That's the first thing. Now, if you want 1,000 of these, because Cindy's saying she's finding a few estimates, and she's saying she's got some buys. There you go. I know we're going to have at least 2,000, probably 3,000 available. Now it's $50 1,000, $750 shipping. But be sure to take advantage of that and get some extra flips or whatever, because we can just make that happen. Okay, we're 0 on the scale. All right, and this is about it. This is how we do it. We load up. And a woody. You'll find these things abound with woodies. There's 13.4 ounces. Take a few handfuls. Any steel? We had one a couple of boxes ago. But typically you don't find those. Back in the day, I used to get these bags for $75, right? And they'd have, guaranteed an 1909 VDB, guaranteed a pile of steels in there. I mean, just piles. You got estimates, teens, 20s. They were beautiful bags. You put together a complete set back to the 30s. There's 4 pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds, 5.5, 6 pounds, 8.5, 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, 6 pounds, 9.5 ounces. Okay. They were wonderful bags. You could make a killer on the bags back then. Nowadays they're picked clean. Dude, 30 years has passed since the good bags are out there. Okay, this is where the hell's my pen? I'm not ready. Well, it was here, now it's not here anymore. How come? That's no problem. We got this. We'll just write on it with a pen. I like that Sharpie, though. It shows right up. This could be blues. And put 1,000 for me. And we'll just keep on. What you got here? Oh, we got a shiner. What's this one? That looks pretty good. Oh, look what we just pulled out right off. Let me set that off to the side. That one looks pretty good. That's a red brown. But look at this thing we just found. Home scope. You gotta go, dear. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, why did this catch my eye? Because the colors. No, where'd you go? The color's off. There. But if I tilt that, we can start to see these striations. But wait till you see the front. It's a 1941, which is a great year for woodies. You see the grain on these? Excuse me. You got pretty good shape on this one. And the front, ooh, this is delicious. This is a real good looking wood. And that's XF and then some. That's probably closer to 80. Just a minute. Let me wash whatever this down is. There, okay. But good contrast on this one. I'm not showing the color very well here. No matter. We'll try to put it over here. But you'll get these. And woodies, yeah, they draw a bit of a premium. Let's see if we can pick it up on this camera. There you go. That's better. And that's probably 80% coverage on that. Can we get close? Yeah, good streak in there. Woodies are good. You're gonna find they do draw a premium in the higher end, high end, especially the golden tigery stripe woodies, the high contrast beaches. And I find the more coarse ones, you know, where it's like a zebra. Those they will draw a premium and a darn handsome one too, especially before the 20s, before the 30s. The rest of the time they help you sell the coin and get you the close to retail or at retail. What's that one? Here's a 42, looks pretty good. Yeah, these are blues. I'm going to keep this one out because we found it. And if we find something for you, we're going to put it in a flip. Works out pretty well. So that's an extra little bonus. There we go. So we got blues. There. You put the name on that. Yep, I need that box. Everything's right here. There's blues. Okay, what was it? 965. Let's pour it. No, it's 695. 6 pounds, 9.5 ounces. That's 6'2", 6'4", 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 more ounce. 9.5. All right. So if you want some, it's $57.50. That includes the shipping. Where's my bags? And we're going to go through and look at some of them. Probably about a roll's worth. We find some. We're sticking in a bag for you. We're sticking in a flip. And Kenny's found some buys. Several people have reported buys. We'll get those. But I can guarantee these have not been hunted for DDRs, DDOs. It may be that some of what went into this batch were, but this is, wheats from all kinds of dealers, all kinds of sellers that have been picked over and mixed together. Yeah. I know the guy I get them from does not check them for varieties. Who's got time to check a million pennies? For, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's homemade. That'll probably be mine. Unless somebody wants them. At the start, what do you got? 5.8. But I've been meaning to get this project done. 6 pounds, 6.7. Oh, we can show that up again. 7, 6.8, 9.2, 5. That's it. Oh, and I can show you that. 6 pounds, 9.5 ounces. Yep. Tim is a real good guy to buy from. Yeah, these come from Tim Rathjen. Look-see. This guy. Look-see. Coin and stamp place. Okay. But they've been picked and picked for bait. That's a die variety. We find them. What's that? No, that's just a little dirty. Well, that's the first one we found with a hole in it. No matter. Somebody will get that one. The kids love these. Honestly, the weeds are the gateway to coin collecting. Alright, do this now. You can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just trying to get them in the bag as neatly as I can without screwing them up. That's 3. And next one. Ready? Do it again. That's a little heavy. That's 611.6, 6.5, 6.8, 6.8, 9.2, 9.2, 3, 9.5. Okay, 9.7. 6 pounds, 9 point, close enough. All right. There's another batch. But I'd like to get 1,000 of these into the big show, which is good because it's a good opportunity. I haven't sold the whole bag yet. Usually I sell the whole bag and then go through them. Hey Cameron, good to see you. What's up, Pete, says the cone. Have no fear. Do you copy and paste that or you just type it in every single time? Yeah, we'll get a box of 5,000 each. And right now we're weighing it and counting it out. So we'll get 1,000 in each package. And if you'd like 1,000, $50 and $7.50 shipping. But we're going to go through a bunch and see if we find any die varieties first. You type. Okay. That'll keep you busy. There we go. Now if we did it right, the rest of that bag should weigh 6 pounds, 9.5 ounces. All right. It is a little heavy. 7 pounds 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Why is it a pound off? You put a thumb on the scale before? Well, it's close. So I keep the extra ones. But now that I got the bowl off and I got everything in bags, this is a heavy batch, so I'll re-weigh all the others. Thought I saw a wreath on the back of that penny. Here, show that. Okay. That's it. Okay. Get rid of the bowl. That's the next thing. Let's go back over to the scale. Can we see it? I can't see a thing. Last month I got a lot of 1910 and 1919. Lots of woodies. Outstanding. I got a pile of them here somewhere. Okay. This is the tear. See how it's negative? That's the tear from the bag, or the bowl I was using. We're going to take that back down to 0. Make sure these are right. Should be 9.5, and probably a little extra for the bag. 6 pounds, 9.8. 6 pounds, 9.7. 6 pounds, 9.6. 9.7. And that one is 6 pounds, 9.7. Okay. And this one is heavy. 7 pounds, 10. I get an extra pound. Well, good. That's by 150 wheats. That'll last me about one big show nowadays. All right, now I get this out of here. And the pennies. And we're going to go through blues first. Because he's the only one that paid so far. And I get rid of this, which means I can turn the fan back on. I don't sweat so much. Where'd the fan go? Oh, man, this is bedlam over here. There it is. There's the fan. Okay. And these are real handy scales. I mean, you can measure anything. Put your mama on it. You might need 2 of them for your mama. You never know. Sent again. So, yeah, we'll do blues. And we know we already have one for him, and that nice sharp 1941 Woody. We're good. Let's go through a bunch of these and see what we got. Okay, are we ready? Where's the scope? There. So take them off of there, put them up here. And we get a little bit of everything. There's good, bad, ugly. We got it. We got a die chip in the R. 1953D. These can go away. And these really are handy. There's so many things I keep around here that are handy. But it takes up so much. I need like multiple layers on this desk. 7 pounds, 10 ounces is how much my first daughter weighed when she was born. Be 21. She was born at 21 years old. It's a big girl. 7 pounds, 10. I like them around, 100, 110 pounds now. Just as good. I find the small ones smell like cabbage. Looks like a normal mint mark. So what we're going to do, we take a look at these things, we scan them, we kind of take a sampling. We look at the truss, especially like, the armpit of the T, both sides on that second T. Maybe take a look at in. I'm going to look at Liberty because you got a lot going on over here. Right here you got a die chip in the R. Okay, we'll keep that one up. That was 10 pounds, 8 ounces. I got no idea what I was. Yep, I was born with no hair. Came in blonde, and it went to strawberry blonde, and went to like a light brown. I'm not seeing anything on this. What was the date there? 45. Then I got dark brown, and now it's back to bald. Oh yeah, there's no winning sometimes. What's this shiny one here? That's that 53S, 53 something, 53D. And that looks pretty normal. Now we want to tilt that, tilt these. You got a light concentric all around the coin. So what it does on some of the devices is you get a shadow all around the device. So I want to tilt that so I can look at the serifs on that D, because some of these mint marks, they're very light, man. All you got is just a little split. Same thing with the eye there. Okay, and nothing over here, but it's a better shape. We'll put that in a flip for you. Because that's plenty of red on that. Oh, and we're just looking at the front, so it's up to you, to look at the rest of them. Yeah, plenty of color on that. That's a good shiner. Some people like to fill those albums up with these, with folders. And this is bothering me. Okay, we're going to do a little surgery on this board here. There. Dust everywhere from this. Okay, where are you? Now, what was I talking about? 58. There's a real strong double die for 1958. There's 3 known. Dude, it's huge. They go for 6 figures. Good luck with that. You probably won't find those in these bags. But some of these, we get piles of stuff out of there. Now, 1941 is a good year for woodies. 1941D is not. No, they get their copper from different sources. I imagine 1941, in the middle of the war, they got something with some extra stuff in there. Somebody threw in some nails or whatever was handy. 1940, and I want to take a better look at that mint mark, especially the lower end of that. Where did you post it? Says Mike. He says my channel. If somebody will help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. I posted a video of a 2015 dime that is strange. I just can't tell if it's something or nothing. Oh boy. There's a group on Facebook. It's called the Coin Up group. If you look below the video here, you're going to see a link to that. It's a great place to post, pictures and say, what's going on with this? But be specific. Don't just say, what do you think? Say, what do you think of the D, for example? And you'll get a lot of responses there. I'm not saying anything special here yet. That's a lot of doo-doo right up in there. And you don't get too many buys. Okay, what do you got here? That looks peculiar. Where's the loop? Oh, I can't see it. Okay, well, we're going to hold that out for you. How about that? Where'd that card go? What has my attention is this, the Y in Liberty. Looks to have a secondary ledge, but also up on the point. There's a stick. I can't get my stick. All right, let's see if we can point to this. Okay, on the left side, and that's too sharp, too dull. And we got everything here. Okay, where are you? And if I point at that, on the left side of the Y down below, but also in the upper Y on the right arm, it's not a leg, it'd be an arm. I'm going in and out. Okay, no drop frames here, so I'm going to guess it's YouTube is probably updating or upgrading something, and we're probably going to have to put up with that for now. So that suspects me to be a double die, and we're not going to look up and see if it is. We leave that to Blues, because they're his coins. We'll just pick them out. But that one is highly suspect. That one is suspect. We'll keep on going. Now, I'm not looking for double die reverses. We're just scanning the front. We're looking for RPMs and DDOs. Anything else that jumps out. Anything really easy to pick out. And talk about the sorts of things we want to look at and look for. If I get the focus right, I'm in. Oh, good. A couple of in focus still pictures would help. Yeah. Get it. Give us a picture of the whole coin, because some people can pick up information if they can see the whole coin that you might not think to talk about. Okay. Here's a whole coin, right? You can't see it. Here's a whole coin. That's an 1830 cap bust dollar. All right. But if you show that to me, I'm going to, I want to know, is it a small zero or the large zero? And especially, I want to look at the back and say, is it the small letters or the large letters? Because some people wouldn't know to include that information. And if you can pick it out, dude, that's a $5,000 coin or whatever. Okay, then take a close-up, zoom in and take a look at the area of interest, right? Say the date, for example. Now give us a good clear shot of that. Something like this, I can't do a thing with. Nothing. All right, give me a sharp, crisp photo. Then give us another photo where you zoom in just as far as you can. Even if you lose, you start to lose some resolution, because that can also help us come up with an answer. Even if you lose a little bit of resolution, but you can't have it, this is not going to do it. I need some sharpness, but a little loss is okay, because it's going to let me get in and take a look at, say, the tail of the 9 and see if that's wider, right? This looks okay right here. Where's this? Has eyeball. But the whole coin, front and back, right? Give us a magnified picture of your the issue, crisp and clear. And then zoom it a little more and see, okay, push the limit of the camera. 1941 has a lot of woods. This one does not show anything. Let's look at the back just in case. Looks okay. Yeah. Okay. We keep on going. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 coins over here for blues coins already. 1951D. I want to zoom in on that. Sometimes you think you see something. The more you do this, the more familiar you're going to become with these dates and what sorts of things to look for. A lot of times these RPMs, it's just a little piece sticking out in front. Oh, let's see if we can point to it. Boy, that is tough. That's sharp. Okay, sometimes it's just a little point sticking out, like down here at 5 o'clock on the D, or up at the top at 2 o'clock. And sometimes you got some crud. What do you do there? A lot of times the mint marks are you see them on the serifs. Where is it? Come on, there it is. Right on these lower and upper and lower serifs, and it's just a cut. Well, you got to look at them. Now the camera's good, but it will not replace your eyeball. You're going to see more with a decent loop. I got these for $3 at 10x, and an experienced eye, you will find more out of that than you ever will with these cameras. There we go. Come on, focus there. That's probably close enough. And what else we got here? I don't see anything there. So the cameras, they're great, but they're really not a substitute. 1949. I want to look at that first 9, in particular the tail. Is that tail fat? And that's a pretty normal looking tail. It's easy compared to the other 9. But that first 9, sometimes you get a much wider, thicker 9. And there are several double dies on that. They're quiet. It's a quiet year. The late 40s are quiet for double dies. They're out there. 41's a big year for them. No, looks normal. 53D. Good looking D. Okay. Check his eyelid. Check up here in Trust, and have a look at Liberty. All right. My scope is down. I've been using my loop. Man, I'd flip out if I lost my scope. I'd have to get another one and just wig out in the meantime. 46 looks good. That looks good. Nothing there. And let's see, 49. Pretty straight up. Okay, man, I left you a message under the discussion on your channel page. That's a regular looking 49. Nothing on the eyeball. Got a couple of hack marks. Okie doke. So you don't have to check every single feature on the coin. If you do a good sampling, right? Look at the date. How's that O look? Looks okay. Check his eyeball. You can check his ear. A lot of these have doubled ears. Right? Look at trust. And give a quick look at liberty. And that's half the battle. I'm going to try to find the disc first and reinstall. That doesn't fix it. To buy another. Geez, they're so darn inexpensive nowadays. 1942. Tail looks elongated, but that's actually a worn die making it look that tall. I bet you get some hooks up here. Yeah, you see the little horns on the T. That's die deterioration is what that is. There's eyeball, ear, liberty. Alrighty. You can see these do have a good mix of dates, but no, I'm not getting many S's. 1956. Looks pretty good, pretty normal. Now, 1956 has its own unique design. Let's see. I'm going to set this aside. Wait to find a 57 or a 55. So we'd compare that. Here's a 50. Yep. If you mess with these a long enough time, you're going to start to learn the various design changes over the years. And you can oftentimes start to pick out the dates or get real close. Ooh, there we go. We might have something here. Slightly. I'll stick it in a flip. If you know what to look for, you can start to pick out the dates without actually looking at the dates. All right, what are we seeing? I'm seeing parallel lines across this coin, and they're all in the same direction. Okay, you see above the date, it goes east or west, right about like that. Let me try tilting that. 1941. Okay, it was a big year for woodies. Well, the woodies are it's an imperfection in the alloy mix. You know, they threw nails in. Over here, I've got some more similar, very fine lines. Now, very close to the woodies are laminations, which is where that imperfection didn't really bond and it starts to peel up. Yeah, this is a kind of a combination of each, but it's very light. They can be dark, they can be bright. I suspect this is probably iron from a nail or whatever they threw in, some old roller skates or a busted faucet, whatever the hell. Yeah, that's what that is. And if you zoom in, it's going to look like oh, you ever see your fingernail when it kind of dries up, especially in the winter, and you get the little rip? So it's held on one side, but the other side's kind of peeling up. That's what you're going to see. And it's going to be pretty small. Well, laminations, if they get to be pretty substantial, crossing a good portion of the coin or, where the whole thing is lifted up, they can start to draw a premium. This one, I don't think will. But we can get in here and have a look and see if we can show you the diagnostics. Parallel lines, right? That's the first one. Light and dark stripes, a woody, makes sense. There you go. Sometimes you get some pitting that'll be linear. And I don't see much of it peeling. We'll stick that in the flip anyway. Oh, let's look at the back while we're here. Here's the back side. Any evidence on the back? Same sort of thing. So that's not really a uniform blend of metal. There's more in there. But it's not necessarily the right mix, right? It's not necessarily the government says they want 95% copper, right? 3% tin, 3% zinc, 2% tin. That doesn't mean that's what the guy delivered. They had crooks back then, same as they do now. 48D looks pretty normal. Get a little bit of shine on there. I'm going to back out just a bit because we are way in. Do you check for VDB? On 1909s, I do. On these, you're going to find it after 1918. You're going to find it right below his shoulder, which is right there. There you go. Now, Victor David Brenner, you got to realize he was Lithuanian and he trained in Paris. He was a medalist. He made medals and sculpture. Well, he came to the United States and he did a bust of Lincoln, and he went through Roosevelt, not through the mint process. It was Teddy Roosevelt who approved the design. So you got these guys over here at the mint who, dude, they got jilted. George Morgan probably should have designed this thing. Well, anyway, being European, he put his whole name on there and put it right in the back, right down here at the bottom, which is why you have this space is empty, right? Well, he put his whole name, Victor David Brenner, and that didn't fly. Dude, that didn't wash at all. What, you had Longacre had an L, right? 1909, Barber had a B. He's got his whole freaking name up there. No, you ain't doing that. So they put VDB, just his initials, just down here, a little bit off center in 1909. They ran that for a couple of months, and people said, what's VDB mean? Well, they didn't want to answer that, so they just took it off. Because Victor, he's not at the mint. He can't argue nothing. So they said, the hell with this guy. Okay, well, then they come out with the Buffalo nickel, of course. It's got F on there for Fraser. You come out with the Mercury dime. You got Weinman's initials, AW. Same thing on the Walker. Well, now Victor is getting jilted, so they put his initials back on, but rather than have them obtrusive on the reverse as they were, they stuck them right down in here. There you go, and they jilted him again by making him smaller than just about any other designer's mint mark. Well, there it is. You don't go freaking through the back door, stick it up people's butt to get your coin design approved, and expect, love and hugs and kisses. Okay, 1950. So it's back on there, and it's still on. Where's give me a new penny. Here's one. It's still on there. What's this one? Here's I don't know. Here's a nice 1981, and look, there they are, VDB. If we can get that to focus. But on the 1909s, they're more popular because they only made them for a couple of months, and they made more without the VDB. And it's also the first coin, or the first Lincoln. So if you want to have a full set, start at the beginning. And XF, they'll draw $10. Real easy. AU, $15. Real easy. Uncirculated grades, they can go way up there depending on what they look like. Yep. What's on the back of this? That's just hideous. How much do you want to pay? Well, the new ones, of course, a lot of people saved them out. So there's some darn nice grades out there. They get into the red, 65, 66, 67. But there's not that many of them. People keep them. Thank you for simply being you. I'm better because of you. All right. Okay. The whole idea is, how do you learn, right? You got to learn from the people who have done it. This is how people have always learned. What you got here is a craft, okay? Same as anything else. Installing jewels in rings or uh, building houses. It's a craft. And how do you learn the craft? You learn it by other people who have done it. So we get this great internet, and dude, we can show stuff and explain things in a way you can't do in an article in a magazine. What's wrong with his nose? That took a hit. Geez, we finally made it to a point where these cameras are affordable. That looks right. What's the date on that? 50? No, that's just a squished R. We made it to a point these cameras are affordable, so we're getting a lot of people, and we mean a lot, are coming into the hobby because they have a camera, right, on their phone, and they can take a picture of that coin, say using the Looksee app. You'll find that Looksee, Lookzee, and it'll tell you what it is, what grade it is, what it's worth, just because you click, you press the button on your camera. And we couldn't do that until the digital technology made it possible. Ooh, we got a lamb on this one. Probably a few. We'll take a look. All right. Let's mark the line. And I'm going to hold, let me turn this a little bit. So, okay. Zoom out. So because of digital technology, people are able to get involved and learn about these coins. More importantly, they're able to share what they find, because there's stuff out there you can find in your pocket change, right? Let me mark this line. See that? I'm going to keep that toothpick still, and see the line above the toothpick, how it's straight, and this other line is parallel to it. These are those laminations I was talking about. The way the alloy, the different metals in there didn't bond, and it peels up. Now we can take a look, and look for the cuticles, right? The little cuticle style peels, and you'll find them. There we are. That's all it is. It's a lamination. This a planchet flood. That's a perfect spot right here, right in there. You know, you get that in your finger, you're looking at for a month. And where's that other section? This is a bit bigger. Let me try to angle that. Yep, that's what that is. So we'll put that at flip. What was the date on that? 40? 1940? There we go. So we talk about coins. Works great. And I'm promoting every channel I can find, because there's some good channels out there, right? Putting out really good quality information. The way I explain might not be the best way for you to learn. And you know, I do mostly pennies and copper things. That's all well and good. That looks pretty normal. But other people have, you know, well, they got different coins first off, and they have different ways of showing and explaining. You ever been stopped by a coin? Absolutely, absolutely. I wonder if I can find that one. Where'd that come from? Oh, they're not in order. I'd love to find one of those. Got a bunch of 1950s with some, several of these had the same darn mark on the back, so we're trying to figure out what the heck's going on, because it's not a double die, although it does have some similarities. Well, back in the early 50s, the Mint was experimenting with different tools to you know, grind up the dies, to refresh the dies. And I think that's what this is, because they are repeating lines. It's on the die. Here we go. 1951S. So I have several of these, and they're wonderful, dude. You gotta look at these. They're freaking screechers. But I got a bunch of them. Okay, well, what does that mean? It's not a double die, but it's an anomaly. Let's flip it over, get it on there. Here's the back. Whoops. Ready? There's the back. Let's see what we got. And you're going to look at inside the right wheat ear, right there, right? And another one over here by the rim. Now, it sure wants to be thought of. The first thing you're going to think is that a double die? Because it's extra metal. We've got extra metal on the coin. Right in there. That's a perfect spot. I mean, if you've seen some of these double die class 8s, it looks like that. Look, I got a little more over here. Right there, right? Well, it's not a double die. What is it? I've got, you know, a dozen examples of this. Oh, it's blazing red, all right. As near as we can tell, this is an example of that abrasion tool, right? Because it's, well, the surface is, it's got some marks, which we're not going to see at this level. But it left these marks here at A and B, and it's not a double die. Okay, what is it? Wexler doesn't have anything like it, right? Konicka's got nothing like it. Copper coin's got nothing like it. Nothing in Breen. And here it is. And I've got multiple examples, identical. What is it? Okay, I invented SUXA, unexplained anomaly. And the next day, I'm over at Wexler, and he's got WUFO. Okay, unexplained, you know, thing. Well, they're out there. We don't yet know what. So we pass these around. I sent one to Jody Gomez. I sent one, I think, to Dustin. We'll see. And we talk and try to figure out what it is. You offer a theory, gets shot down. Okay, that's not it. And we try to decide what the heck is it. And maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just parallel die scratches. Okay, well, we all have different pieces of equipment to play with, so maybe we'll come up with something. Meantime, there it is. I listed it as a UXA, unexplained anomaly. 1945 looks pretty normal. Oh, doggy. See the dogs? Stop looking. There's nothing to see there unless it's a biggin. 1951. I want to look at the top of that mint mark. New discovery? Possibly. That's the next thing is it new? Or does somebody have one somewhere already? Nope, nothing there. That's a neat one. Because, geez, I got several. But the best explanation so far is the die abrasion tool. So now I want to get more information about other examples of the die abrasion tool on other years. And, you know, what's it look like on theirs? What's it look like on mine? What's the distance in between them? How long is it? How deep is it? That sort of thing. I mean, we've got to quantify it. It's a big hassle. But what the hell? I got nothing better to do with my time. Yeah. Now, a lot of people say, hey man, I got my mint mark. It's way up high. No, okay, that did come out. Because that mint mark is punched in by hand. As long as that's, you know, down in this area, that's about where it belongs. That's a bit up high. But they don't draw. Typically don't draw premium because they're too high. Nothing there. Oh, now we got that. Let's find that 56 we had. 1956 was the year that had its own design. Let's see if we can see this right. There's Liberty on the 58. Here's Liberty on the 56. Now, I think the B shows up best. Big and bold. Coins are life. Dude, you can make a career out of selling coins. What's really neat, if you figure out the coins, if you get good at, identifying things and picking out what's what, uh, you can make a living. Well, anyway, you look at the size of these, like the BERTY, compare it to the different years. It's a different size. Same thing with IGWT. They're slightly different on the 56s. True, Cindy, says Kyle. There we go. And geez, if you're down and out and you got nothing, you always have an opportunity. All you need is, a couple of bucks. You can collect cans and bottles out of the road and collect a couple of bucks, and that's it. You got everything you need to get started. It might take some time, right? Get that loop and keep the loop. But you can start going through pocket change and finding stuff that's worth more than face value. And it's now, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it matters how much you turn it over, right? I mean, you got $2, but you can turn it over every 20 minutes. Dude, you're in the door. I used to do that when I was a kid. I'd go to the bank downtown, and I got $2, and I'd say, "Can I get 4 rolls of pennies?" "Sure, here you go. Here you go, young man." And I'd sit on the curb and go through them, pick out the wheat pennies, and I'd go across the street and say, "Can I get 2 rolls, can I get a roll of nickels?" And I'd go through that. I usually had some extra coins, so I could, bring it back up the $2 mark. And I'd keep that up until I couldn't get another roll. I'd go in, "Can I get 45 cents in nickels?" "Here you go, kid." I'd go home, I got a pocket full of wheat pennies, more nickels. 1938. We get 1938 DNSs all the time on the nickels. All the time. Oh, here's another one. This is squished up. Of course, they look like this. I just started getting into looking for errors. Very fun. There's some that are easy to find, right? And it's not just errors, but the die varieties. Those two terms are not interchangeable, right? Like that, the lamination is an error. It's a flaw in the production of the planchet, right? But a repunch mint mark is a variety. It's a change or difference in the design on the coin. There we go. I've been collecting since I was a little kid. I always kept a strange looking coins. Yeah, my parents kept a strange looking kid, so here I am. Ken and Mike, I put a new video with a close-up of front and back obverse. Okay, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing to watch right now, because it'll kill the stream. Let's have a look over here. No. 1957s, I like to look at Liberty. You find a lot of stuff there. Yep, nothing in there. Buy $100 in coins, find nothing, no loss. Find something, again, absolutely. A $25 box of coins, I could probably pull $5 to $50 in value out of there, right? And it's going to be, 4 pennies, 10 pennies. So I got most of my money to take back to the bank and do it again. And you can do that. You see the videos where people are saying, "Oh, you can find this coin in your pocket change. It's worth $5,000, worth $20,000. Well, they're few and far between, really. Most of the stuff I pick out are worth a nickel, a quarter, $5. Every now and then I get one, $20, $50. And I say you don't find the big, heavy, high. We lost the camera. Look, we lost it. I say you don't find the high dollar coins very often. And then we got Cointelligence over there finds 2 1992D close AMs in a month. They're 4 digits apiece. There, I unplugged the camera. I plugged it back in. Now I'm going to kill it. Bear with me. Technology issues. You can find the big dollars, but dude, they are few and far between. Really, you got a better chance of being eaten by sharks that come out of tornadoes. There, we're back. We got the camera back. But it does happen. Well, you know, the more you know, the more likely you are to find something of higher value. The more coins you go through, the more likely you are to have to find something higher value. Would you have caught this lamination error? Right? Your experience is going to help you find more stuff. Well, that's kind of screwed up on the neck. 1948D. Well, we'll put that in a flip. We'll let Blues figure it out. Why do you put that in a flip? What's the back look like? Fairly normal. Sensationalizing. I had a guy say, "Can you really, make that kind of money going through these rolls?" I saw this show. They found like, $200 worth of silver in a single box. Can you do that really? I said, yeah, but they don't show you the other 238 boxes they went through and found nothing. But you can, right? How fast you can do it. And I've shown some, different techniques to improve your speed so you can go through more coins in less time, right? And get more value out of there. People go through penny rolls and they pick out the wheats, they pick out the Canadians. That's not where the money is, right? What's here? Oh, boy, look at the back. The money's in the die varieties. The wheats are worth a nickel, right? You get a box of pennies, you find a dozen wheats. They're worth a nickel. And you got 60 cents. You find one wham, that's easily $5, right? Now, while looking for the wham, I'm going to get my nickels. I'm going to get those the wheats. I'm going to get the Canadians. But if you don't look at the whams, you're throwing the big money back to the bank. And I thank you for that because I'm the one that looks for the whams. All right, you find a 1984 doubled ear. Dude, that's good money. That's $100 easy. Right? You find a 1988, with the FG with a flare. Also it's a wham reverse, but it has a flared FG. Yeah, you're talking $20-$30 on those in good shape. But all you're doing is picking out the 5-cent wheat pennies. Well, you can do it. You got to go through a lot. I mean, a lot of coins to make money picking out the wheats, but it can be done. Mini wheat bags are going, $2 1/4, $2.50 nowadays. I just found two 1969S DDO that I can't find them anywhere. One has a double date and double from the top of Lincoln's head to his chin. Is there any doubling on the mint mark also? Okay, 1969 S in particular is replete with examples of mechanical doubling. Okay, so here's a rule for you. Anytime you have doubling on the date and the mint mark, right, and it's the same direction, it's going to be mechanical doubling every single time. And you're going to find it a lot on 69S. It's just the way they ran the machines that year. So, if you don't know, keep it, right? It costs a penny. You can figure it out later, but if you get rid of it thinking, I don't think it's nothing. Well, what if it was something? Keep it until you can decide for yourself what it is. I mean, I've got whole bags over here of picks, but it's easier for me just to go pick out more stuff than it is to go through the bag of stuff I picked out already. Okay, we got through a bunch here. That's from Blues Coins. Now I'm going to take the ones we looked at and we're going to put them back in the bag so I have to look at them twice. But here's what we got out of that. And we only went through, about a roll or so. We've got a bunch here. We got, that's a 1948D with that lamination in the upper left. We got the a 1940 with fairly strong lamination peel, northeast, southwest. We got this one, it's a 1941, and that had the dark laminations. We have the 1940D, and I couldn't tell you what the hell we put that out before. That's in pretty good shape. Why did we pick that out? Scope. Why did we pick that out? Huh. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Figure it out. Okay, it's good. Oh, there's that 1940. We lost it. There's that really sharp woody 1941. That's a good one. No, that's probably good for $1 or $2 easy. And we got a 1953D. And I forget what the issue was there. And we got a shining 1953D. Not too shabby. There. And that's how it works. I'm going to take a bathroom break real quick. And I got these put up. And them's for Blues. Blues, you in here? We'll find you some stuff. I get paid tomorrow, so I'll put the rest of my wheat payment in PayPal, but it takes a few days to clear, then I will send it your way, Ken. Okay. Rob. You're not even on the list. I got 50 right here for you. I'm going to write your name on this. But we're still going to take just a few minutes. But that's what your name looks like in Ken writing. Set these here. No, I don't have any for you already. Yeah, break time. There we go. I got some kind of cherry flavored gack. Wet my whistle. I was going to yell at the imaginary wife. She's sleeping. Looks like pub. R-O-B. There we go. Look, you can read it now. Kinda. Shut your yapping! Let's see what we got for Rob. Flips. Here's some. Those are already counted out. These are not counted out. So we're ready to go. Let's see what we can find. That one's green. We'll skip that one. Yeah, you got a green one coming. So let's see what we got. These are for Eagle Eye Coin Hunter. And we'll go through a bunch of these, but I'm not going to, ruin them for you. You still got to look at the backs, and God knows what we're going to find here. And these will just be recycled again, so you have to look at them twice. Nothing on that one. But we usually find a few things. 1954D looks right. Let's look at his eye. Looks okay. Just because we don't see it on this camera doesn't mean you won't see it something different that we can't see with this camera. Let's see. It's a 1940. Date looks right on. Eyeball is right on. Trust. Looks good. What was that? What's that? It's a little light. I can't even see it down here. Camera's picking it up. Is it raised? I don't feel any resistance. Dude, I can't see it here. Okay, we'll just skip that one. It might be a Woody, but there are digital Woodies, right? Where the camera will change. It's not the camera itself, it's the software operating the camera and giving the image can change things that you see, and it'll pick out things your eyeball cannot, which is neat. It'll change the color, for example. If I put it over here, it'll look different on this camera than it will on that little camera. But anyway, you gotta look at them in person, and the loop is the best thing. Ant, is it there yet? Is it there yet? Ant won the big show. There you go, 1956. You're gonna find about a third of them. This is a hub issue right here with the missing bit of the 6. That's from hubbing. So you get a lot of them with that. See, the hubs make the dies. So if you have it on a problem with a hub, it's gonna, filter down to all the dies that it makes, and then all the coins made with all those dies will show the same thing. Same date, doesn't have the little break on the bottom of the 6. That's got crap on it. What's this one? That's got crap on it. We'll look over here, nothing there. Man, you get crap all over these. Well, some of them are pretty good. 1956. There we go. Don't see anything special there. Where'd you go? 54. And it's got crap on it. The eyeball? Nope. Probably contact mark from the others. It could be. You got to realize these weights have been floating around for, 50 years, right? They get stuffed in a sack. Somebody buys them, picks through them, sells them off. They get jumbled again. They'll add some to it. That's got crap on it. Oh, look at that one. What's this one? 1955D. Looks right. They put 5,000 in a sack, 50 bucks. Not a whole lot of value as far as face value. But geez, it's going to weigh 35 pounds. We got 6 bags here at 6 pounds 9 ounces. How much weight is that total? You get a little color on this one. I don't think it's good enough to. It doesn't give me any cause to pause. I'm gonna look at that B. Okay, here's one. That's a buy error, kinda. Okay, you get these Lincoln cent die breaks. Cuds on coins columns. That's what they call them. And you got different classes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you got multiple. right? So if it's between B and E, right, for full sausage, full die crack all the way up, or die chip, it'll look like a BIE, right, because that space is filled with a chip. Okay, if it's over here, it'd be an IIB, but this is down in the bottom of the B, and it's got a little bulge in the back and a little bit of a raise up on the B itself. Let's see if we can get that to focus a little higher up. Okay, but it's a bulge in the back that caught my eye. And this would count as a buy error or a Lincoln Cent die break. So there's one right there. So what you got to do is get a good quality photo and compare that to what Cuds on Coins has listed, especially for that date 1952D, which is probably going to be, or could possibly be, a new discovery. And that's your coin, so you got to run that through. Don't start no shit, there won't be no poop. So there's one, and yeah, you can find stuff. You can find new die chips, new buys. They got a whole bunch of die cracks or spike heads, they call them, where it's a die crack from the rim to the head. And they got a bunch of those, and there you can find those in your pocket change, and get a good picture, send it in, and if they list it, they list you as the discoverer, right? So you get to make a little contribution to the hobby. Okay, we got a problem with the 5 and 1, and that's pretty garbled up, but that D wants a whole lot of attention. Oh, which one is that one? Okay, toothpick time. I'm going to clean up a little bit of crud right up here at the side, if I can. And here, whereas I'm just giving almost just a light, just a little wipe. Anything really loose is going to come off. Okay, what do you got there? What do you got? I'm on there. Good. Well, here is a 1951 repunched mint mark. Right, you can see it's a D over D, and it's to the south, which is what, if I put straight on there, it'll show up even better. And I think I saw a little extra up here about 2 o'clock or so, which might be where the top of the D comes out. But this bit of extra metal you see down here, yeah, that's a D, all right. Good, you got an RPM. Now I want to look at this more. That is yeah, that's a little damage up there by the 1. Yep, well, there's an RPM for you. Good. And these are good for a couple of bucks. Some of these RPMs can go for, 15 or 20. Top ends, top grades, some approach 3 digits. There are RPMs in these bags. Yeah, you got an RPM. Now it's up to you to figure out which one in particular, right? And for that, you want to go over to Variety Vista is where I start. I'm zoomed way in here. This looks like damage to me. All right, we're going to zoom out. Yeah, but you got an RPM. And some people want to collect and try to collect every known RPM. Now, if you put that together, you got a hell of a collection. Dude, I know a guy who's got 254 out of 260. There are S's in here. 1960D RPMs. Now, some of them are really, really subtle, dude. And some of them are, huge. It's like a D beside a D. That S looks pretty normal for the 52. There you go. Yep. Nothing to see here. 52D looks pretty normal. Yeah, there's some S mints in there. You won't find too many of them. Yeah, it looks like more like debris than anything else. Some kind of crud. Yeah, there's more crud. Yeah, you get God knows what on these coins. They get thrown in ashtrays. They get thrown in the cup holder. They get thrown in, what they throw them in back in the day. They threw them on the floor, the Corvair. Throw them in the toolbox. So no way to tell what the junk is that's on the coins, but it's out there. You never know. What you got here? Standard piece. Yup. Well, we got you an RPM. That's good. RPMs are good finds. 1942. Looks to be very fine. I don't see anything sticking out or outstanding. What's this one? 1941. How's the color? Color's even. Group. Yep. Now the trick is pick out, because you're going to have, 20 years of pennies in here. Right? You have 1958 up the wazoo. Pick out the finest of those 1958s and add that to your collection. I mean, if it's better than the one you got, well, great. You boosted your set. And you'll probably do that with a few of the dates. You do it enough times, it starts to slow down. And by that time, you got a pretty decent looking batch there. Nothing sticking out there. 1941, color looks uniform. First thing I do, I see the date 1941. Take a look at the color. How's the back look? Even. What you got here? 1942. 1942 doo-doo. I'm not going to look at this next one. Okay, what do you got? What do you got? Another 1942. Okay, the top of it looks kind of wider, kind of thicker, but I think that's just flattened out. I think it's a coincidental hit. Lots of doo-doo. Plenty of doo-doo. Where is it? 1956. And that's a contact mark inside the 9. The rest of it looks pretty normal. Yep. And people look at these things. They pick out the best. Right? I mean, the best of the best. And every time they get one that's better than the one they have, they improve their collection. New variety, DDOC. Doo-doo on a coin. You're darn right. It's a 46D. That looks pretty normal. You find a lot of these pennies have been picked over for dates, mint marks, but and the highest grades out there. They're still pretty respectable grades. Plenty available, and you can always scour them for die varieties. Always. People go through those. They go through a bag of wheats and they look for the dates. Well, if they're not checking for die varieties, again, they're throwing the good money away. Here's a 48D. 48 was a pretty quiet year for varieties. You got to find Denver has higher, tighter controls on quality, and always have, and you get fewer varieties on Denver than anything else. Yeah, that's a little squished. But you still get RPMs. Yeah, most just pull out the nice looking coins. That's all right. We used to get, bags, and there'd be, a couple of rolls of mostly BU, had spots or some darn thing. I mean, they're beautiful coins, but they got blemishes on them. All right, I want to take my stick here and move it between the B and E. Okay, there you go. Some of your debris is going to be hard, some of it's going to be loose, and some of it's going to look like a die chip if it's raised. Well, if it's between the B and E, just go over it real light with it. I mean, you're not trying to polish the surface of the coin. 56D. Here, let me take one of mine. Here's one on the floor. It's got crud on it. What's this one? This is off my floor. It's a 55 scratcher. It's a scratch off. All right. Does wood hurt coins? Well, you decide. If I go lightly, it's kind of hard to see if I had any impact on it. It's got some crud here. Not making a whole lot of difference. All right. A soft crud somewhere. Let's see. Try in here. No, that's just crud everywhere. All right. Sometimes the crud will move. Anything moving here? Boy, that's a cruddy penny. Look at the crud here. All right. It's a good example. Am I going to have any impact scrubbing this thing with a piece of wood? Going over it lightly, probably not. But if you focus on a point, right, you're going to start to see that you're starting to affect the surface here. And what you're doing, the wood is soft, but you got all those marks in there, all those contact marks. You know, it's like a freaking upside down saw. And what I'm doing, even with this, is starting to knock those over and smooth or burnish the surface. If I do it harder, it's going to do it more. Whoop, I might even break my toothpick. But the more I do it, you're going to start to see a change in that surface. And I will burnish this coin with a little toothpick. There you go. And what's that look like on a bigger camera? That was above the date. Can we notice any difference here? Not even close. But well, wait a minute. Maybe. But an experienced eye, you can pick that right out from a mile away. There. See that splashy bright spot? That's where I was rubbing it with a toothpick. It's burnished. It's polished, if you will. Ran over by the chair? I don't know, man. There's stuff under the tables and desks here. I find all kinds of stuff. Some of it's really nice. Oh, I threw that penny in there so you can have a look for yourself. 56D. See anything on that D? How about 1 o'clock? Man, I think it's just some doo-doo. I don't see anything else on that that needs attention. Okay, where's Liberty? Liberty looks good. Gotta zoom out. I hate those green wheats. Green is it's copper. Copper is one of the most reactive metals out there. Dude, it'll react with anything. Color's even. Well, you had some moisture. You had different metals, right? You get a battery. You get ion transfer, stuff sticks to it that might not otherwise stick to it, right? It'll corrode. But it holds up to water. More than anything else, the biggest threat to coins is water. It'll erode them, corrode them. You know, get a little salt, it'll rot up. I mean, they'll just rot right to the gunnels quick. 54D, how's the D look? Pretty right. So this French brass recipe, yeah, it's pretty effective. They use brass on the ships because it doesn't corrode in the salt water. There's a 52D. I'm looking at the bottom of that D. Right about 5 o'clock. I seem to have a little spot that needs attention. Oh, that's zoomed in. That might be a little too much zoom in. Okay, that's just a little flat area as well. Sometimes you get these RPMs. It's just a little kiss of metal sticking out, right? Which would be the loop of the D sticking out, but just the trailing edges. So that wouldn't turn into anything. Statue of Liberty made of copper looks green now. Yeah. Copper forms a patina with oxygen. Right now, it's the same sort of reaction that iron does with oxygen. Of course, iron forms rust. Difference between rust, from iron oxide, and copper oxide is that the iron oxide causes the iron to let go of the rest of the iron, so now it exposes new iron. So on iron, the rust reaction continues. Now the copper oxide reaction, it forms a crystalline structure and doesn't let go. So copper, the oxide there, that patina that formed, that green coating, protects the rest of the copper. You take some sandpaper to it, right? You'll shine it right up. It'll look just like brand spanking new copper underneath. That's why it makes a great roof covering, because yeah, it'll turn green. It's not an unsightly thing, and it protects that roof from further corrosion. 52D wants attention. Nope, doo-doo. Nothing there. We'll get a few more here. Those zinc pennies don't hold up at all. No, it's called hydrozincite. The zinc is, well, it's getting wet, forming an oxide, but it's a hydrogen bond in the oxide. And it expands, right? So now it exposes more zinc underneath. And once you scratch through that, copper plating that's on those new coins, they're not going to last. That's crap. They're not going to make it. In 50 years, all those zinc coins are going to be rare. What flavored bubble gum is my favorite type of gunk? Watermelon. No, wait. Sour apple. Juicy fruit. Big Red. I was there when they invented Big Red. But seriously, I enjoy finding a slightly better grade of coin, even on common dates, as a new collector. You can put together a pretty decent set of memorials in particular. And it takes a while, right? You start with one box and just pick out the best of every date. Then you get another box, and you might be a couple of dates you don't have. 73S, 68S, they're a little hard to get sometimes. I've gone through entire boxes and found nothing. But you can put together a complete set, or darn close, right, of memorial cents, of Jefferson nickels. On Jefferson's, the war nickel is going to be hard. On memorials, let's see, the 1960s small date will give you a little trouble, but you'll find one. The 70S small date, going to be darn tough, but you never know, right? And me find one of those, it's $10 easy for junk. Boy, that one screams of it, doesn't it? Didn't you date a broad named Big Red? Big Ugly Sue. She had gray hair. God, she was so ugly. But, she paid the tickets. You want to go to Universal? No. I'll pay for it. I still don't want to go, but I'll go. I don't want to go, but she buys the booze. There you go, baby. Look, we got two for you. Do you see that, Eagle Eye Coin Hunter? Can you pick that out? Let's get a little closer. We got another one. If we can make it focus, look at the bottom, just in from the edge. You got extra metal here. If I can point to it with my stick. Where are you? Where are you? There. Oh, there it is. I broke it. Shaky. Perfect. I see it. I see it. There you go. For those of you who don't see it, down on the bottom, and I put some extra shadow across this, you're going to see a little extra piece of metal sticking out. All right, now I want to look over the side, over here, and see if we get anything else that'll tell us more. And I'm not seeing that. And I want to look at the top serif and see if we could have any splits on that. No, that's an RPM. Pretty exciting. So that's 2 RPMs. You'll find them. Now what you're going to do is go look at 1954D over on Konica or Wexler and see what's a match. And they're going to give you different die markers, right? It's going to say up above the T in trust, there'll be a, or let's see if we can find one that we can show off real easy. Oh, there you go. You might have a little mark right inside the rim, for example. Where's my stick? Right inside the rim, you might have a little mark right up there that would be on every single one of these coins. And those are die markers. Or maybe have a die chip on the B or some darn thing. Yeah, that one, this one gets a flip. You want to also give special attention to the side of the B as a die chip. Oh, this one's full of surprises. We better look at the back. His eyeball. Okay. Kind of such a show off. Service looks good. No, it's got some crap. No matter. It's an RPM you didn't have before. There, we got another one for you. That's 2 RPMs on what was the first one? A lamb or something? I don't know. Oh, a die chip. What's this one? Okay, this one has some color. I'll put that in the flip for you too. It's got some color. If we can pick that out, you can kind of start to see it. Up, 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 up. There we go. And you see the wood grain. It's kind of fine. It's not a particularly high contrast, but it's not too bad at all. It's one of those 1941s I keep telling you about. There you go. The rest of it looks pretty good. Let's look it up here at Trust. Trust looks all right. Eyeball looks okay. Nothing funny about the date. How's the back look? Oh, you got a little more contrast on the back. Kind of a bright stripe in there. Oh, good. There, you got a Woody. Now, you put together a set of Woodies, right? You put those side by side in an album or a folder or pages or whatever you do. And it's striking because, you know, they're all different directions and colors and brightness. And they got character on them. I mean, some of these coins have a lot of character too, but it's a different kind of character. That's pretty standard. Okay, we've gone through a bunch. Home. There, we got through a bunch for you. And we got two RPMs. All right, we got a lamb, which is pretty, you can see the color in that one. That's not a lamb, that's a Woody, 1941. And the buy chip. Well, that's 4 good ones. That's a start. You got to get through the rest. All right, I'm going to pick these back up. Now, we only looked at one side, so there can still be stuff on this. We'll get you by. That's a start. Yep. There's a couple of good ones in there. You got your name on there? Yep, yeah. And when that's paid, that'll go out, and you got a nice start to a variety collection. But you got to figure out which ones those are. I'm not going to do it for you. You got to do your own homework. Whew, I don't think I have a 41 Woody. I have a few. 41 you're going to find is probably one of the most common years. You can get them on just about every year. Some years are very few and far between. Some years are more common. Around, let's see, 1909 has a lot of common, is common for Woodies. 23, 23S get a lot of Woodies. Around the late teens, you get a bunch. 21, some of the 30s, and that 41. You know, the more you do, the more you realize, oh, I guess I got a bunch of Woodies on that. So there's that. I'm going to check PayPal and see if anybody decided, hey, I want to get one, and they didn't tell me. If I can find my mouse. There it is. Because we got 2 bags that are unspoken for still. And I got one out for me. And if you would like a bag, well, now's the time to speak up. Otherwise, I'll probably put one of these in the big show. Because that'll be fun. And let me look at this real quick. If you want more than 1,000, let me know. Because we can ship it for the same price. What? Invalid? He called me an invalid? Invalid password. What the hell is that supposed to be? Okay, we're styling over here. There you go. Let me hit that. Hello? There. There, we're home. Okay, good. Now we get that. Oh, we got nothing to look at here. We can look at this. There, look at that for a little bit. We get something we can talk about. Yep. Now, who was it? It was Quinn. He got a dance school album, and he went through, and he's done a few bags so far, as far as I know. He went through a box of pennies and picked out the best date, or the best specimen for each date that would go into that dance school album. And he didn't fill, the whole thing right off, but he got most of it there. Did another box, improved it, filled a couple of the missing dates, did another box, improved it yet again, and you can keep on doing that. Can the address you mail from good to send you stuff? Yes. If you have my address, you can ship to that address. If you don't have my address, you can use this address, and I'll send you another address. And we can go from there. But if you send coins, we'll put them in the big show. Or if you're looking at my blog, down below there's a, you'll find my blog. It'll tell you if you want to send coins to be inspected. The blog has, inspection stuff, what to do for that. I have a 30 I bought from Robert, so beautiful. Oh, good. I still have a nice 30 lamination error, Woody, partially retained still. Some of the copper's missing. That'll happen. It peels right off. It's gone. Good to know. Great, I got something for you. I got something for you. Woo. Okay. Look, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I gotta jump in the shower and stuff because I gotta get into town first thing. Take care of a couple things. I gotta print up some of these things. There, I got these on, ready to print up. But if I print these on this printer, dude, it's gonna kill the ink, and I can run, a few hundred of those, so I can just type these up as I need. And I need a box of pennies because I have not done a live box of, fresh memorials from the bank. I think we could do that. Would be a good class. A box of cents will get most of a memorial collection. Might get it all. Some things are missing, the small dates, right? Some of the earlier estimates, proofs, of course. You can get them, but they're few and far between. But each box you keep on going through another box, and again, picking out the best of each date, and you'll have a pretty darn good looking set. It takes time to get back into the 70s. The late 70s they're kind of just plain pitiful, right? But you keep at it, and you can put together a fine set. And then do the same thing with nickels, dimes, quarters. Dimes, I like to pick out anything. If I see, fully split bands and it's better than what I got, then I'll step up. Thanks, Ken. Learned something new tonight. Good to hear it, Petraeus. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And there's a little bell. If you hit the bell, it'll tell you if you're on, or after, later on. It'll tell you that I'm live or that I just loaded something. So you can come on over and watch, see what's going on. Because every now and then I have these flash giveaways where I just give away a coin. And geez, you got to be subscribed and hit that notification bell to have a chance at that. That's the whole point of the flash is, hey, you're going to hit the bell, I'm going to get your reward. Charlie says later. How many people got? 13 loading? Yeah. Good night, Ken and everyone. Great show. Box of Sense will get most. Yep, read that. I hit the like button. God love you. I'd hit the like, but it doesn't take. Okay, I'm going to go clean up and wash and get some coffee. I have that much coffee left brewed. The jar is empty, so I got to hit the supermarket before I lose my friggin' mind. And pick up a few things, get me by for the week. That sort of things. What's for supper? I'm going to get some chicken. I think it's steak night. Once a month, I like to get a steak. Good month, bad month. Once a month, I like to get a steak dinner. Be it ribeye or, chuck. They're pretty tasty, or God knows what. That's pretty much what I get, ribeye or chuck. Get a nice big fat potato. Maybe some mushrooms. Definitely get an onion. Let's see, what do I need to make mayonnaise? I think I have everything to make mayonnaise. I could do a mayonnaise making video. Much love. There you go. Now, if you want to get one of these bags of wheats, we got 2 bags of wheats that we have not yet gone through, and I'll just send them out. It's $50 plus $7.50 shipping, and you're on your own to find out what's in there. And good luck. And congratulations to Eagle Eye. Got a couple of RPMs, and to Blues, who had some laminations in his package. All right. I'm going to take off and get my thing going. You guys stay groovy.